afternoon. I'm Nina Shea, and I direct the Center for Religious Freedom of the Hudson Institute in Washington, D.C. And what an awe-inspiring, powerful conference. I want to really thank Citizen Go and Mas Libre and IDC for this magnificent day, couple days. And thank you for bringing together these voices of courage, these victims, these survivors, or better yet, martyr confessors, as the church used to call them. What amazing courage to speak out despite the ordeals they have suffered and continue to suffer. Dear friends, American churches are averting their eyes. Too few are praying in a sustained way, or even know of the stories we've been hearing about. America as a nation is indifferent. Our leaders refuse to call this persecution radical Islamism. They prefer instead the term violent extremism, a term without really any content or meaning. It is an ideology. The goal is to exterminate every trace of the Christian presence, non-Muslim presence, to purify the land. While we've been meeting, a church in Michigan woke up on Thursday morning to find that the content of their website had been replaced by the United Cyber Army of ISIS. And on it was the slogan, "We will conquer your Rome, break your cross and enslave your women." The Islamic State intent is clear. But Washington, in March, as late as March, was reluctant to include Christians in its genocide designations along with the Yazidis. They argued that there was no intent to eliminate the Christians. And I was a part of the political battle in Washington to establish that there was indeed an intent. And I interviewed the Mosul Syriac Catholic priest who had direct dealings with ISIS. He confirmed that what the State Department was touting as the jizya option for Christians, that is, they could pay money instead of having worse things happen to them, was phony, that it was a caliphate publicity stunt. It was not real. In fact, in ISIS-controlled territory, there is no open church, cleric, or intact Christian community. So what are the hallmarks of this radical Islamist assault on Christians? We've been talking about them for the last couple days. There's targeted murders, including murders of the clergy. There's forcible conversions, rape and enslavement, hostage-taking, confiscation of property, destruction of churches, and then blasphemy and apostasy punishments. These are the patterns that are intensifying and spreading. This last panel will take a look at this last phenomenon, the blasphemy and apostasy crimes and punishments. And I would like to invite our panel to the stage, to the podium. Where are you, Joseph? Fatal? Oh, there he is. And Asia Bibi's family, please come up. The key thing there are four key things I want you to keep in mind as we hear from our witnesses. And that is that not only Christians, Muslims too, are targeted by these apostasy and blasphemy punishments. But in some places, the Christians are disproportionately targeted. They are not limited to application by terror groups, but by forces in society and governments as well, including allies of the United States, as we will hear. They undercut religious freedom, of course. Please have a seat. But they also really destroy the rule of law and moderation in general. They give a platform within society to the radicals. And lastly, to be accused is to be convicted. Even if you're not put to death by the government or by some societal force, initially you can never go home again or you risk death. So it is my deep honor to be introducing today Joseph Attal. Joseph, could you please stand? Joseph is an Iraqi writer. He converted to Christianity from Islam. He was almost killed, and now he lives in exile, and he will tell us his story. And then the family of Asia Bibi, and that's a Sheikh Masih, her husband. Could you please stand, sir? Could you stand? And Asham, a Sheikh, Asia Bibi's daughter. And Asia Bibi is one of the foremost cases of anti-Christian persecution by any government today. Asia Bibi is a mother of 5. She's been on death row for blasphemy in Pakistan for 6 years. So please join me in welcoming our panel.